Good morning, chat. Thank you all who have joined us, going to be joining us, or watching the VOD. I am your very, very tired Teaman. And when I say tired, I mean that in multiple different ways. Getting some tea here. Letting people slowly trickle on in. A criticism I have always gotten is that I tend to be really long-winded when it comes to a lot of topics. Someone might ask me, hey, how is bubblegum made? And I begin with, okay, let's go back to the beginning of the universe. That happens a little bit too often with how I do things. Hello, Pippi. Thank you for joining us, popping in, and probably leaving to do your own stream. Thank you for hopping on back. Hopping on by. Tired, fatigued even. I need to practice some self-control because we are still on YouTube. One of the things I told my Discord earlier today is that this might be an incredibly racist stream. But I can't do that because we're on YouTube. And that is the only, and I repeat, the only reason why I'm not popping off in that direction. But I'm probably going to say some things that I'm going to regret. Just because it's one of those types of moods that I'm in. Right now, all of my hatred, my anger, my frustrations, my visceral hate and disgust should be focused in one single direction. And that is towards all the people on the left. And that should be the target. But right now it's not. Right now, I have to, unfortunately, direct it towards the conservative side of things. I said in the live stream after Charlie Cook's murder, talking about things like unity and doing away with all the past grudges, restarting, all of that stuff. And there was a lot of people which I did that with. I said, All the issues I had with you in the past, that's over and done with. There is an enemy. The enemy needs to be fought. We gotta deal with them. After they are dealt with, then we can worry about all the other little bullshit. But until that is taken care of, we can't be doing this infighting over petty, unimportant stuff. Then we have the first nothing happen. And as this nothing happened, certain conservatives lost their shit. I don't even know if conservatives is the right word to use. I need to use some other word that's more official and not just off the cuff to describe the people I wish to be talking about. But God, I have like 30 tabs at least just on this that I pulled up in like 2 minutes. Let's go back, go back about 2 weeks to see what exactly I am talking about. Go ahead and share the screen. That is the one. Double check, you guys can see it. Excellent. I love Hitler. Leaked messages expose young Republicans' racist chat. Now, this article is terrible in the sense of it's just really poorly constructed. I'm gonna do what I can to hit what I can, see what is relevant. Everything is just all over the place. But a group chat between young Republicans, I believe in Arizona, private messages, reveal young GOP leaders joking about gas chambers, slavery, and rape. I got some memes from back when I was growing up to show you guys. Throughout the country. So it wasn't just one state, I thought it was just one state. So unironically, the group chat leaks meme, huh? Yes. Let's take a look at some of these leaked chats. Here they're talking about people voting no against them. Everyone that votes no is going to the gas chamber. And everyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going into the gas chamber. When do we start bullying, dude? We have a solid 3 people who can probably have them want to jump. If they vote for us, why would they be gassed? We only want true believers. Can we fix the showers? Gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic. I'm ready to watch people burn now. We gotta pretend that we like them. Hey, come on in. Take a nice shower and relax. Boom! They're dead. One of the reasons I laugh is that compared to the conversations and chats and jokes that I made back in the day with my friend group and our group chats, this is really nothing. I mean, I made this type of joke very frequently. The basic theme of everyone against us dies, everyone for us, they die too. Because the basic idea is... Well, I'll give examples of what I mean a little bit later on. Blah, blah, blah. Trying to find some more of these, because some of these they just kind of put randomly in here. One person makes a quip. Trump's too busy burning the Epstein files. Yeah, that's a very common joke slash feeling among many conservatives, many Republicans. Because very little of us have been happy about how Trump has handled the Epstein files. I don't know how this is a knock against them. Source by wet extortion, okay. For the love of God, I know there's something around here. Obtain political, okay. Still nothing, holy shit. Mixed informal conversations about whipping votes, social media strategy and logistics. Members of the chat slung around an array of slurs, which Political is republishing to show how they spoke. And I will use the actual words because I am quoting an article. Epithets like faggot, retarded, and nigger appeared more than 251 times combined. In one instance, Walker, who at the time was a staffer for ORTT, talked about how a mutual friend of some chat dated this very obese Indian woman for a period of time. This person responded that the woman was not Indian. She just doesn't bathe often. Yes, Pippi actually does. Only 251. You know, I no longer make racist jokes anymore, because nothing I say is a joke. Take that as you wish. I used to make racist jokes, because they were jokes. They were things I said, but haha, no seriously, I don't actually have issues here. That goes for a lot of things, not just race. But now, let me tell you, if I could, I would take every person in the country and make him drive for Uber in Chicago for a couple of years. If that doesn't make you racist, there is something wrong with you. Let alone all of the grand scheme of things, the FBI statistics, etc., etc. Those personal experiences enough. I think at some point, if I manage to get Rumble going again for live streams, I'm going to do a Rumble exclusive where I talk about some of the stories, because I won't be able to talk about them here on YouTube. And I got to write them down, because there was a lot and I can't remember all of them just off the top of my head. If your pilot... If your pilot is a she, and she looks 10 shades darker than someone from Sicily, just end the dare. Scream the no-no word. I actually agree with this sentiment. Not even as a joke. Because thanks to DEI, I too think if I see a black pilot, did they get there because of their own skill and merit? Or were they put there to hit a checklist? I don't know. Thanks, liberals. I didn't used to think this way. But man, you guys just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. What else we got? Scrolling down, scrolling down. Yeah, I had some back and forth with the VC in Michigan. Couldn't share is a deer in headlights. We have a call Wednesday. He said, many delegates I bring will vote for the most right-wing person. Person says, great, I love Hitler. The joke, if you kind of missed it, is that the most right-wing person, oh, Hitler, fantastic. Because that's funny. Any more? Few minority groups spared. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't want to look through all these and find... There we go. Joe, did you look it up yet? Just did. Probably shouldn't have on my work computer. The Spanish came to America and had sex with every single woman. Sex is gay. Sex? It was rape. Epic. So obviously, this is a ha-ha moment. Sex is gay. That's a lot of jokes. In fact, why don't I just pull up the one I made earlier today? I too made a funny, chat. Come over here. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Click on this. Pause. Pause. Pause! Share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see it. Good. So someone shared this video. If you can't read it or you're just listening, someone says in a comment, you the cutest goth femboy ever. And so what does this person say?
I hate to break it to you, but I have a uterus. Full woman. Since ever. Sorry.
And I quote retweeted it, going, there is no God. We exist only to suffer. The joke being, oh no, it's not a femboy. Now I can't like this thing. In real life, I don't like femboys. Not just neutral, don't like them. I find it weird and creepy and think it should stop. But despite me feeling that, I'm explaining fucking jokes. I'm explaining fucking jokes. But despite me feeling like that, I make this joke because it's a subversion of what you would expect from me. Oh God, no. We exist only to suffer. Or there is no God, we exist only to suffer. It's because you don't expect me to actually say that. Do you get it, chat? Do you get the joke? There's a few more. So a couple more. This is from somebody else. Who was this? Leaked Political. Paul Ingracia, Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Special Counsel. MLK Jr. was the 1960s George Floyd. Yeah, he kinda was. His entire thing was astroturfed. The entire civil rights movement was fake and gay. It was astroturfed. It was all a dog and pony show. The woman who got kicked off the bus, they tried that stunt, I think, 3 or 4 times before it finally kicked in. And finally they had themselves a scene. And before that, there was another woman, a pregnant black woman with no father. What a shock. That had the same thing happen to them. But because the optics were going to be bad, they decided, no, let's not go with that. The civil rights movement was a psyop. It was fake. Everything about it. It was planned. Simple as that. There was nothing authentic about it. I do have a Nazi streak in me from time to time. I will admit it. According to Chain, one PL interview was not taken as a joke. People pushed back against Ingracia. What was he saying that to? They did not have a list of what he was saying that to. Because I make certain jokes along those lines as well, just to signify how much I hate something. In July, Republican says, blah, blah, blah. Never trust a Chinaman or Indian. Never. True statements. And again, for those who are not aware, a lot of my studies and practices and whatnot come from pre-communist China. There's a lot of pre-communist China stuff which I love and I incorporate into my entire existence. I still agree with this. Because right now, with the Communist Party taking over, you can't trust them because you don't know who's actually on your side and who's not. I said we're making Kwanzaa illegal in the next Trump admin. For those who don't know, let me make sure I get the exact date right. Kwanzaa year it was made. 1966. 1966 is the year Kwanzaa came to be. It was made by a guy who was a complete psychopath and torturer. If memory serves, he took one of those hot curling irons and shoved it up a woman's vagina. That is the type of guy who invented Kwanzaa. And these joggers decide to celebrate it as if it's a real thing. So making Kwanzaa illegal, just to my tweet, no. I don't know what he was trying to say. Molignan? Molignan? I don't know what that is. From Kwanzaa to MLK Jr. Day to Black History Month to Juneteenth. And I agree. Do away with all of them. Again, let me practice some self-restraint so I can say what I want to say, but not in the full words that I want to say. Can the conservatives and Republicans stop trying to make blacks happy? Can we just fucking stop? They don't like us. And I'm completely okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. Because I've seen what their culture is. It's disgusting. Utterly revolting. There is no aspect, zero, zip, zilch, nada, not a single aspect of black culture which I am even neutral on. Which I would even say, well, this is just something I don't care about, or something that's not in my interest or anything of the sort. Every single aspect of it is disgusting, filthy, vile. And I am sick and tired of trying to placate to them. They hate us. They want to kill us. Holy shit, the amount of them that actually just generally racist towards white people is unbelievable. This is one of the things I keep trying to tell people in regards to normies. When it comes to black culture, when you describe it truthfully, as it is, without any pussyfooting around, people's brains shut off. The reason why is that it is so horrible, so violent, so rapey, so murderous, that most people's brains cannot comprehend such a group of people existing and living amongst us. So they just say, nah, doesn't exist. That's racist. And this is coming from a guy who marched with Black Lives Matter in 2014. If you didn't know that story. In 2014, after, I think it was Eric Garner, the loose cigarettes guy, the guy who was selling loose cigarettes, fought against the police, got into a chokehold and died. I marched on his behalf in Chicago. Their 2014 Day of Rage, it was called. I marched there. We got hit with some racism, of course. Like, here I am, with you, supporting you. Still got racism thrown my way, even back then. We need to call a spade, yes. It almost getting so happy. Oh my god! The black vote for Republicans went from, what was it, like 8% to 12 or something like that? Ooh. Wow. Amazing. One second. What is this that is up in the chat? Engage with your audience? What does this mean? Ah. I can start a question and answer, start a poll. Members only live stream. I don't want to... Oh. Schedule your live to switch to members only. Well, I don't want to do that. So there was a notification thing in my chat. And I had no idea what that was, so I want to click on it. This is the kind of unfiltered, genuine content I sub to. Well, thank you. I'm gonna lose a lot of people, and I know that, but enough is enough. So I can view it in a grand scheme, like I've just been doing. I can also do it on a personal level. Stories of Uber. Here in the apartment that I live at, I've lived here since April 2022. 2025, so 3.5 years I've been here. Closing in on 4. Every major issue that has come up here, every major issue, from, what do you call it? Not attendees. Come on. Let's go with neighbors. From neighbors pulling guns on their family members, to people breaking in, stealing people's tires right out from the cars, to pedophiles roaming around behind the locked gates of this community looking for children, breaking into the mail. There's more I just can't think of out the top of my head. 100% of it, you can look in one single direction of who's doing that. You know, here's a funny thing. I'm Bulgarian, for those who don't know. Being Bulgarian, I grew up around Bulgarians. I met a lot of Bulgarians. I don't like Bulgarians. I'm not a fan of my people. They're just not good people. Hashtag not all. I have met some awesome Bulgarians. Excellent ones. But those are exceptions. If I ever went to a neighborhood and they had some kind of a no Bulgarians allowed rule, I would say, oh really? That is awesome. I actually want to join your community so I know I'm not around them. What do I have to do to show I'm not one of them? Like, I will sing and dance, boy. I will sing and dance to show I am not one of them. Because I don't like him too. I will warn you if I recognize their language. I will spy for you. So I'm willing to do it to my own people as well. But the point is, if I don't like you, I don't like you. And there's been people who have pushed back on me saying, why not just judge them as individuals? One, they don't judge themselves as individuals. They view themselves as one giant, big group collective. So, okay, I'll do what they keep wanting me to do. Obviously, there's exceptions. And obviously, this doesn't mean I'm gonna be shouting the N-word at every black guy who nods at me when I'm walking down the street. I actually know how to live in a civilized society, chat. We do live in a society. And we'll probably go back to this anyway, but let's move on. So, still looking at that. And so, with these group chat leaks, well, before that, as my one Bulgarian fan said, with Bulgarians, you have the ones who don't act like them, the ones who just get drunk and play in traffic. I get a good picture. Yeah. Yeah. There's like no middle ground Bulgarians. It's actually funny. It's like 2% really great and excellent people, the ones that you always want to be around. And then 98% no. No, 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 no. No, you do not. So they were making some rape jokes earlier. Let me show you a meme from my youth, chat. This is Raperham Lincoln. He's got this funny face, and he's going, rape, 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 rape. Now that's emancipating. What does this meme mean, chat? What is the meaning of the meme? Can you post this in your Discord server? In the ones that are behind... Not a paywall, whatchamacallit. There's certain channels on the Discord where you have to post a certain amount to get access to. You can post it in those, but not normally. This meme has no meaning. It was just somebody one day thought Abraham Lincoln, Raperham Lincoln. And so he made this. Does that mean he is for rape? Or anyone who looks at it and laughs just because it's so absurd? Does that mean they are for rape now? No. It's just that is a very weird face. They made a pun on his name. We're laughing because it's terrible. And on that note of laughing things because they're terrible, I actually shared this on Twitter a couple of days ago. This is Pedo Bear. What is Pedo Bear, you might ask? Well, he is a bear who is also a pedophile. And the point of this was to make horrible jokes. So people can go, oh my god, I'm laughing because this is so terrible and absurd. It was also a time used to signal to other people there's some weird funny business going on in various forums and websites and whatnot. There's a picture out there somewhere, it's gotta be up somewhere, of... Because people used to cosplay as Pedo Bear at conventions. So there will be pictures of either me cowering in fear of Pedo Bear about to get me, or me shaking his hand with a thumbs up, or various pictures like that. And the whole point is that it is awful. Nobody's saying, hey, this is how I feel. They're just saying, oh my god, how could you think of something so awful? Those were the days, yeah. Let's look at some of them. Doesn't like baseball. Loves the Little League World Series. I like Rugrats before they were grown up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how old are you? The point is, this is terrible. And that's why we laugh. We laugh at the terribleness of it all. If there was somebody in real life who was doing this, the laughing would stop and the bullets would begin. But that's not real life. That is a meme. In China, too young is just the name. I like my men how I like my wine. 6 years old and in the basement. Horrible. But funny. It just goes on and on. And here's something funny. This was a really popular meme back in the day. There was hundreds, if not thousands, of these things made. Many pedo bear stuff. So I typed in pedo bear meme. And here's something funny which I noticed. Let me scroll all the way down and I've hit the bottom. That's it. This is all that remains on Google Images for it. Pedo bear Gary Smart. So Google is doing something to erase the memes. Which is awful. Oh yeah, there was also this one back in the day. Rape like saying hello in Japan meme. And there used to be a lot more of these as well. Rape. It's like saying hello in Japanese. Another one. Rape. It's like saying hello in Japanese. This was the point of all of these memes. Right here. Is this not gonna load? The picture's not gonna load. Hold on. That's annoying. Hold on, go back. If you can't see it, it's my memes, me. The cup is supposed to be making people laugh, but opposed to the ground when making people worry about my mental health. That is the point of how these memes go. But this was another very popular meme back in the day. It also kind of just stops, even though there was a lot more memes of it. Your resistance only makes my penis hard. Shame on you! Shame! Ew, Lisa Simpson, Reddit? Oh my god. Of course it's Reddit! And there's all of this text. Well, let's read it. While the Japanese war crimes in World War II were atrocious, saying their crimes were worse than Nazi war crimes is absurd and utterly pointless. Both committed crimes of extreme cruelty and on a massive scale. Neither is worse than the other. They are both horrendous. They even covered her head. Oh god. Reddit. Alright, but let's get back to the main point of it all, shall we? Going back to the group chat leaks. So even in this chat, some of the jokes that some of you have made... I'm not even going to put that on screen. Some of the jokes, some of you... It's already on screen because you can see it in the chat, but... Some of you have made even worse jokes than what that whole thing was about. Oh, we've also hit half an hour. I'm trying to do more shilling. So now we're at the top of the half hour. I don't know what term to use. For those of you who have not bought my tea yet, go and buy my tea. Give me some super chats. Donate. Do all of the other fun stuff. Let me go to the website so I can shill it a little bit. Site. And also, some of you don't know about the giveaway I'm doing, which is a shame. Share this tab instead. Tee-haw. Other products. Monthly giveaways. If you were not aware... Ah, there we go.
Website sucks last time I checked.
Pippa, fuck you. Connie Death Squad. Tawny Death Squad, you say? I heard Pedobeard was the shadow CEO of Twitch. Who's the second in command of, I'm thinking of Twitter. Yeah, Dan Clancy. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. But, going back to this, make sure you can see it. The end of the year giveaway. 3 choices. The brand new AutoG Ally X. The $1,000 one. That is one prize you can win. Choice 2, if you don't want that, the Steam Deck 1TB OLED handheld system, plus the docking station, plus a $200 Steam gift card. Choice number 3, $1,200 toward credit for the Dragon's Treasure. Any of those, you choose. You can go to the website, look at the rules. Basically, every dollar you spend gets you a ticket you enter, but you have to tell me you're entering. And if you're a Dragon's Wings member, which is Dragon's Wings membership, basically our version of Patreon or the YouTube members, go $5, $10, or $20, your tickets are multiplied. So at the $5 level, 1.1 times, $10, 1.2, 20, 1.5 times. And so that is my shilling. Let's go ahead and end that, because I know people don't like it, but I gotta do it. Gotta pay the bills. I got a new kitchen I'm taking care of. I still need you to buy me that gun. I am working on the, what do you call it, the powdered drinks. I did not finish my second one because I was playing the game of how much flavoring can I add before it gets to be too much. And I hit the too much portion. And so I couldn't finish it. But I am hoping to do pre-orders, not pre-orders actually, beta testing with that for people. So people can test it out for me, tell me how it tastes, if they like it, how the effects work. So as people know, quality is kind of part of my brand. I make things that are better than everybody else. And for this, unless its effects were some of the best, I would not put it on the market. The first set I am making has no caffeine in it. No caffeine. 0. And no caffeine substitutes either. So I had no caffeine this morning, which usually means I am dead. But I had me see a full bottle of it. Tasted great. Not fantastic, but still good. Because I need it to be fantastic, because people love taste of stuff, of course. And I was able to go for it over 4 hours straight. Over 4 hours straight with no caffeine. Just bam, sharp as a tack. So I think it works. Okay, no more shelling. Back to the group chat stuff. I had several... Well, that's one we just looked at. I can close you. I don't need you up anymore. Which one of these do I want to pull up first? I can just go in any order with these. Here's what we'll do. So, a lot of conservatives, mostly old boomer types, they were all up in arms about it. Like, oh, we can't do this. We have to condemn it. We have to kick them out of the party. This is unacceptable. Ooh. The usual suspects. Like Ben Shapiro was one of them. And then we'll look at a couple of other people that I have pulled up here as well. That they don't realize or don't care about what is actually going on. And here's a funny thing that I'll pull this up right now on chat. Mortal cucks. I am not inherently against the concept of mortal cucking. Because with the left, I kind of want to beat some morality into them. That's not very subtle, is it? Like, they need to be taught morality with a whip. So, pushing morality on them, as in, you know, don't rape children, I'm okay with that. But these jokes, compared to what we're facing, if people want to condemn them, fuck you. Fuck those people. Not you, obviously, hooligan. So this ended up spawning some memes. And I will share this tab. This is mine. So, this was posted a couple of days ago. The city of Chicago. Hey, I'm from Chicago. finally released footage of the brutal, unprovoked attack of Kathleen Miles by suspect William Livingston. After CWE Chicago filed a Freedom of Information Act request. I gotta slow down my talking. Can be seen walking up behind Miles before punching her in the head, knocking her out, and sending her crashing into the pavement. Miles suffered multiple fractures and concussion. She now struggles with everyday tasks. So let's look at the video chat. There he is, right over here. Smack! Punches her right in the head. Now blacks, as a culture, they call this the knockout game. It's very popular among their kind. Can I be more vitriolic and hateful right now? I suppose I could, but I still gotta pull back because YouTube. But this is what they do. And so, I said, I don't care about some group chat leak. Because, do I need this up? No, I don't. 1 second. It spawned a whole array of memes. I don't care about leaked group chats, pal. So this is another astronaut. Uber passenger sentenced to life in prison for murdering driver. Mom of 4 seen begging for life on dashcam footage. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember. It must have been 2 years ago. Where 100% of every fatal Uber robbery / wild events, I guess you can say, 100% of people who killed Uber drivers, 100%, were of a singular race. The Mongolians, I think. It might have not been the Mongolians, it might have been somebody else, but man, those Mongolians. Sharing Mr. Thumb Ugly's chat. I was a fat whitey in the hood. Got jumped all the time. When I showed I didn't have any money, they said, "But you're white." What, I'm a fucking leprechaun? Let me pull a gold coin out my ass. The amount of black people who made some kind of obviously not joking quip about me being white when I was driving for Uber. Just sitting down going, fucking white boy. Or something along those lines. Or just giving me a one star for no reason. I can't say it was in the hundreds. But it might have been 3 figures. In terms of percentages, I can't be doing that much math, but it might have hit 50. You can see the fatigue in real time. Yeah. You know, I think I've told the story on stream before, but when I hit maximum fatigue was... There's a place called the Chicago Botanic Gardens up where I was. Depending on traffic, it was just like a 25-minute drive away from me. It was my place of peace. Place where I can go, sit down, relax, and when I will reach, I want to put a bullet in my head, levels of stress, go there to release that energy. Enjoy the peace, enjoy nature, all that nice stuff. I go there one day, post 2020, and I noticed something weird. There is security all over the place. Armed security, I'm pretty sure. Why is there security at a Botanic Gardens? I'm wearing one of my Dragon Ball Z shirts, believe it or not. And one of the security guards makes mention of it. So we started a small little conversation. And in the conversation, I decided to ask, So, why is there security all over the place? This is Botanic Gardens. Like, who is committing crimes at the Botanic Gardens? And he told me that there's been 2 events going on, or that have happened, that have caused this to happen. One, people freaking out about masks. Because this is post-COVID. And so some people were not wearing masks in the gardens, because, it was outside, causing some people to flip out. And the other one, you'll find no record of this, by the way. I've looked. But the Chicago Botanic Gardens, which is located not in Chicago, but many miles away, funnily enough, they even posted a message on the social media, yeah, Black Lives Matter. So they never made this public. But the security guard told me, Black Lives Matter showed up at your protest multiple times. And one of the times, at least one of the times, they began to destroy stuff. Which made sense to me because I noticed that there was an above average amount of stuff that was roped off or seamed off for some reason. And so it's not like this is the singular event. Like there was nothing and then this happened. Everything. The George Floyd riots, my experiences with Uber, all the pre-George Floyd George Floyds that have come about, that have done horrible things, that make the fatigue go up and up and up and up and up. And then as I am, losing my own mind of just the difficulties of existence, my sacred place, my sanctuary, my happy-go-lucky Botanic Gardens, it was defiled. It was defiled by these creatures. I'm not gonna say people. That's disrespectful to the human race. These vile demons. For some reason, in a very wealthy suburb, north-ish of Chicago, decided to go there and destroy things. Not just protest, which is bothersome enough. They destroyed my sacred space. For those who are not aware, I am... To use terminology my chat would understand, I am what would be known as a very religious person. But I would not use the word religious in the sense of what I'm doing. But also I don't want to use the word spiritual because that gives too many hippy-dippy vibes as well. I am a man who partakes in the sacred and takes it very seriously. I remember that day coming home, and I spoke with the man who was my teacher at the time in these spiritual sacred ways. A black man, mind you. And I began telling him what happened. And as I am telling him the story, the snapping is just happening. Just slow. I like metaphors and analogies and symbolism. Give me a second. Let me make sure you guys can see it. I'm gonna pull this up so you guys can see me. That's a little tea bag for the symbolism. Just slowly but surely, as I am telling the story, I can feel my mind, my patience, slowly unraveling, coming apart at the seams until eventually it just snaps. And I just start screaming, I want these N-words dead. I don't want to stop them. I don't want them to go away. I want them dead. I want every single one of them gone. And I am just screaming stuff that will make the KKK blush at that point. You know, and my black my black teacher at the time, it just goes, okay. I can understand. Segregation is the moderate option. The way I actually made it. You know what? I will pull up what I said. So it's probably annoying at this point, me constantly doing the I said this on Twitter, but I'm not gonna show it. So let me pull this up. If I go to me, I go to search. Scott Adams. Searching my own thing. Latest. And here, we won't for reporting you. Oh, that's not true. I said something about Scott Adams. Come on now. Why is it doing this? Oh. Because I tagged him. I did not... Ah, damn it. Hold on, I will find it. I will find the magic words. I will find the chat, don't worry. Latest... That's from September. No way, come on. Well, you know what? I found something else from 2024 to show that this is not a new attitude. Holy shit. But why can't I find the one I made a couple of days ago? This is actually kind of bothering me now. Did it get deleted? It better not have gotten deleted. Ah, but I can't scroll that far back. Alright. So, let's share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see it. There we go. So, December 9th, 2024. New York BLM leader Hawk Newsom. Is that his actual name? Or is that him doing some kind of a Gavin Newsom thing? I don't know. Calls for black vigilantes to step up in response to Daniel Penny's acquittal. Daniel Penny, if you guys remember, is the guy who stopped the black guy from doing weird, creepy, potentially murderous shit to other people on a train in New York, and he got arrested for that. And so what did I say to this? Try it, motherfucker. Any filthy, didn't-do-nothing jogger, who am I talking about, I wonder, want to try it, I will go out of my way to ensure you stop breathing. I am so done with tolerating these people. Scott Adams says, made one mistake in his thinking of get the fuck away from black people. And that is that black people will not leave you alone. And that is my point right here. They will not leave you alone. If you move away, they will follow you to loot you and take your shit. Alright, I said it. They will go to where you are. I will leave it to everyone else to think of what a solution to these creatures might be. And I said it again a few days ago in different words, but for some reason I can't find it. But yes, let's get back to the group chat links. Oh my god, we're already almost at an hour. And if anybody wants to get me in a gotcha and clip the stuff I've been saying, please do. Please tag me on Twitter. I will be so embarrassed if you do. I will definitely not share it. Please don't share this on Twitter. Please don't do the work for me. But going back to this. I don't care about the leaked group chats, pal. I don't care about leaked leaked group chat messages. This person said this on the 15th. I know we're not supposed to say this, But the entire world would be relieved if every one of these MAGA maniacs and degenerates were killed tomorrow. More and more people realize that this right here, this is the normal, mainstream Democrat thought process. I don't care about the group chat link. They want to distract you. Thank you to... Oh, I lost it. Whoever subscribed just now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if anybody wants to donate again, feel free. We're almost at the top of the half hour. I'll just do it then. So yeah. The people who killed Charlie Kirk and celebrated his death, and we're going to see more stuff about that later on, who almost killed President Trump. By the way, who knows if there was another assassination attempt on him last week? Some people seem to not be aware of that. Somebody was setting up a, I don't know what you would call it, a kill station? But they were setting up like one of those, like, hunting things just outside of, whichever airport he uses in Florida. I can't remember the name of it. The name doesn't matter. But he was setting up something in the woods like 300 yards away where he would station himself to take a shot at Trump. So they caught it early. Good for that. But yeah, somebody was going to make another run at him. A hunting stand, yes. That's the first I'm hearing of it. Yeah, hooligan, look up, I don't know, Trump assassination attempt hunting stand, I guess. And again, Irina Zarutska. This is why I don't care that they said some mean things. Which, by the way, if you guys did not know, some of you might not be aware of this. Let me pull that tweet up. There we go. Share this tab instead. So first, click on that. This was posted October 3rd, so beginning of this month. The African who murdered her is still being evaluated by North Carolina for 60 days to see if he's mentally fit to stand trial. Pam Bondi could easily fast-track federal hate crime charges to push for the death penalty, but she hasn't. Has there been an update? Actually, yeah. The court case for the African who slit her throat has been extended 8 months. The reason why has been redacted. Reminder, Pam Bondi could easily charge the African with a hate crime to supersede the indictment, then pursue the death penalty. But she hasn't. This was October 20th, 2 days ago. Delayed by 8 months. Back to this. What else? Remember, this is the guy who got stabbed in the heart by another astronaut for basically no reason at all. Left to die. I don't care about another group chat leak. Again, sharing this. A new racist Republican group chat. I don't care. I just don't care. It's a common tactic to make people forget what happened. But it's not working anymore. That's the thing. It's not working anymore. Finally, it's not working anymore. This is the tranny who shot up the Catholic church. Oh, not a Catholic church, a Catholic school. Killing, I believe it was 9 children before taking their own life. No, they didn't take their own life. I think they got shot dead. Don't care about the group chat leaks. More writing. Democratic candidate for Texas House calls Republicans Nazis and says she will fight Republicans like an actual war. They want to kill us and they're open about it. That's, again, one of the things that's making me grow ever intolerant of people on my side who fail to realize what we're actually up against. Correct, Majula background music. Is it too soft? Too loud? Let me know. I can adjust the music. There is this weird thing where people will say they want to kill us. And if I speak or behave in a way that's directed towards somebody who wants to kill me, they don't like it anymore. Suddenly it's, oh no, what are you doing, Teaman? You can't be like this. I know we keep saying that they want to kill you, that they have killed people like you, and they're gonna try it. But you can't act like they're gonna do it. That's just mean. That's just rude. You can't be doing that. Past week has been one of the blackest of the black pills I've ever taken with these people. I'm not sure what this scene even is. They took Harambe from us? The Olympics? What they did to the Olympics previously? And again, Trump assassination, Daniel Penny we covered. The burning of entire cities. I don't care about the group chat leaks. Man, I can't even... If memory... Because there's been so many of these at this point. She was the one who was raped and then killed by having a rock slammed over her head over and over again. And Democrats want to keep the guy around. He was an illegal immigrant. But he was being deported and they were trying to fight for him for some reason. Not for some reason, we all know the fucking reason. This one goes really far back, 9/11. Slideshow of all the various people who have that's loud. Yeah, it's too much. But look at just how many stories there are of this. Of people who hate you. Who tell you they hate you. Who brag about how much they hate you. I just can't tolerate it anymore. Let me share this tab. So we have this picture of these people smiling, having fun. They set up an entire booth. Charlie Kirk had it coming. Changed my mind by the Denver Communists. Something about feminism, enemy feminisms, Palestine and Marxism. But see, they're happy, giving these little peace signs. Look at this creature in the back. Let me ask you, chat. Let's say I was there, and I decided to destroy the entire booth. Absolutely destroy it. Destroy the tables, destroy the chairs, rip the banners, take all of the little pamphlets, set them on fire. Any one of them that gets my way, I punch them hard. Not a warning punch, but you're not getting up from this punch. Who here would be opposed to that? And why? Because you guys keep saying that these people want to kill us. That here they are, celebrating that he had it coming. And let's think about this a little bit, chat. Whose rhetoric is actually worse? Anything Charlie Kirk has said? Or me in this stream alone? If Charlie Kirk had a bullet to the neck coming, what do I get coming? Everyone will be opposed to you doing that. Would you be opposed to it, Dallahan? Would you personally be opposed to me doing it? Also, top of the hour, I missed it. I should probably practice this. Support me, buy my tea, give super chat donations, yada yada yada. I am so terrible at marketing and advertising. That is my biggest flaw. No, I wouldn't care. Okay, that's all I want to double check. That's why I didn't like start yelling at you, like, how dare you? I'm like, do you mean you, or do you mean just the general everyone else? God, Charlie Kirk was a bleeding heart liberal compared to my beliefs. Like, yeah, everyone, average person. Yeah, I figured that was probably what you meant. Something... I'm gonna say something that is going to be easy for people to counter-argue against, because it's something which needs a lot more explanation and thought process to really get across. It's not something that you can just say in a tweet and it'll make sense. Conservatives, Republicans, etc. need to stop caring about what the average person actually thinks. Because they will just go whichever way the wind blows. If you stop putting in the effort to make them stop acting like how they have always acted since the beginning of human civilization, if you can stop trying to do that and instead put your efforts on making the wind blow a different direction than what the communists are doing, they will follow you anyway. Because that is what they are. If you keep calling them mindless NPC sheep, then study how you make sheep go a direction. Become that shepherd that leads them. Get a couple of dogs to bark around the sides. But you have to stop asking the sheep, can you please go in the pen? Can you please do that, my herd of sheep? That is not how they act. That is not how they react. So, your strategy should stop trying to placate these people. But going back to the tweet, Alden McIntyre, he nails it. He is somebody who, ever since the Charlie Kirk stuff, his words have resonated with me greatly. He's one of the few people who is not afraid to say the stuff that really matters. And I appreciate him for it. You can't reason with these people. You can't allow them to take power. The only option is to rule them. And that is correct. Completely correct. At some point I'm gonna do my video on the concept of freedom. And I think it'll piss a lot of people off. Including some people in the chat right now. Because when I say freedom, and what a lot of other Republicans and conservatives and just the non-left think of as freedom, it's actually extremely different. And the type of freedom that I see so many other people trying to espouse, that's not a freedom I'm willing to die for. It's really not. Let alone fight for it. But that'll have to be in the video in which I go into more depth about that. But you have to stop being afraid of power. In fact, do I have another tweet here that actually encompasses it? Okay, I already covered this one. Yes! Also by Alden McIntyre. Make sure you guys can see it. Good. There is no escaping the reality of authority or the inevitability of its abuse. Family, tribe, village, church. You can rob those of their authority and therefore their ability to abuse, But then you are investing all of these powers and the ability to abuse them in the state. Speaking as general and broad as I can, when you try and do things for the positive, you bring in the risk of bringing in a negative. And that's as vague as it needs to be because it applies to everything. Everything. You can try and do good in some way, but you also bring in the opportunity for it to be used in a bad way. That is always the case. This is coming from a guy who described himself as an anarcho-capitalist last decade. I've since recovered and I've realized at some point I want to do a video that talks about my evolutionary progress in this political stuff. Because it all makes sense. It all follows a very logical line that makes sense. And so for every thought I had at the time, it was not necessarily wrong, but in the environment I was in, that was kind of the way it needed to be. And I have since moved away from thinking in my immediate environment, and I can see things in a much grander picture. But Automatic Italia nails it here as well. You can give away authority because you don't want it to be abused, but somebody's going to have that authority, whether you like it or not. Think of it like a gun. Yeah, there's certain people, scholars, joggers, those types especially, that abuse guns and use it terribly. Only to hurt and kill. Does that mean that we should just stop using guns? I mean, it's not like you use a gun properly, Chad, is it? Do you use a gun properly? Do you store it away when it needs to be stored? Do you keep your finger off the trigger? Do you make sure to only aim it at things that you plan to destroy? Well, if yes, think of those same principles with power and the government and everything else. It's not an easy transition, especially if you... The 4 safety rules? Yeah, the 4 safety rules. It's not an easy transition to make to start thinking this way. God knows I struggle with it, but... At some point, you have to make the decision. If you were given power, would you abuse it? I'll use a really stupid metaphor analogy or whatever. Ah, God. Sorry, I was thinking of Abraham Lincoln, so this came into my mind. Let's say there's a magical rape stick. Anyone who holds this rape stick is allowed to rape whoever they want with no consequences whatsoever. Absolutely none. Not even societal ones. Just, you have the stick, you can rape. You're all good. If you were given the rape stick, would you rape someone, chat? I wouldn't. I can say that with confidence. That if I was given the rape stick, I would not commence the rape. Now, if I don't want to hold on to the rape stick, I gotta give it to somebody else. Let's say people have the mindset of, I think rape is bad. Nobody should be raping, even if they can get away with it. Therefore, I do not want the rape stick. Because that's a very common train of thought that many people have nowadays. I can understand why, but we have to break free of it. And so all of these good people say, I don't want to rape people, don't give me the rape stick. Eventually, it'll make its way to somebody who does want to use the rape stick. You hand off the rape stick to them. And they decide they want to rape. Are you gonna then say, "Welp, nothing I can do about it"? You could have done something about it. You could have held on to the fucking rape stick. God, this is so fucking stupid. Of all the stupid fucking analogies to use. Damn you, Abraham Lincoln! You have corrupted my mind! But you get the idea, I hope. You can think of government as that, if it helps you. Government is the rape stick. Hang on to it so nobody else gets the rape stick. What else I got pulled up here? No, how could this happen to me? The rape stick is being used against me. Oh yeah, share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see it. Good. So, out of the people who I said, or out of the people who I have gone back on my whole "we need to unite" thing, Matt Walsh is not one of them. I've actually been very happy with Matt Walsh the past six-ish weeks now. Because he has had his foot on the gas the entire time. He has not backed down. Here's a funny thing that happened. Actually, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. So this person made a little tweet. Irene Wexler. My staunchly right-wing dog sailor has more moral clarity than the most prominent voices in our movement. This is actually common sense and clear to know people. We will lose if this doesn't change. And I totally believe the other dog sailor just sent this random tweet. Or not tweet, but this random message to them. My only problem with Matt Walsh is who his employer is. Yeah, my opinion on Ben Shapiro is not exactly a secret. Same with the Daily Wire. Ben will burn his fucking country to the ground if it means Israel gets a nickel. Like, holy fucking shit. He is so dogmatically loyal to Israel. I don't understand how people can't see it. You can even love Israel, but you gotta be able to see that Ben Shapiro will shoot you in your face if it means Israel will gain a nickel. That is the type of person Ben Shapiro is. Like, he is an anti-Semite's wet dream, because you can point at him and the stuff he has said and done, be like, see, this is how Jews are. But anyway, so the definite, totally real tweet, I keep saying tweet, message that this person got. Just a non-liberal and crazy liberal. 47/63 U.S. National Parks. Good for you. How do you have the time and money for this shit, bitch? Leader of a secret Jewish cabal according to Candace Owens. Random opinion. Matt Walsh is annoying. Acting like that group chat is a nothing, and we have to stick together or stand by our friends is bullshit. J.D. Vance and Megyn Kelly too. In the same breath, we can't cry about the words that led to losing Charlie, and then act like such hateful crap from our own side doesn't have consequences. What this person is doing is justifying the killing of Charlie Kirk. They might not view it that way, but that's because they're stupid. That is what they are doing. And it's enraging. We're sitting by and allowing a powerful movement to be dragged down because no adults want to speak up. I'm so tired of this shit, man. Yeah, totally real. Matt Walsh found out about it. This is October 21st, like 2 weeks later. How are you still talking about the group chat? Even the liberal media has moved on. Yet conservatives on this site are still crying about it. It's pathetic. This is a whole new level of out of touch. amazing to watch, baffling. And she said a thing. Laugh my ass off, Steve replying to him. The man of unity is setting a really good example by replying to an account with a fraction of his following on a post he wasn't even tagged in. Tell me you're a fragile hypocrite without telling me. Some of us don't have TikTok brain and remembered a few days ago. With the way that she speaks, replying to account with a fraction of his following. A fraction of his following. Wow. What is she, like 100 followers or something? How small is she? In a post he wasn't even tagged in. Yeah. If she is so small and tiny, only a fraction, how could he see it? How could he? 105,000 followers. She has over 100,000 followers on Twitter. Oh, I only have a fraction. You can't criticize me because I criticize you. How could you even find this? Me and my 100,000 followers who might have tagged you in this. How? I don't understand. She's part of the problem tribe. I cannot unite with these people anymore. Irene Wexler. They no longer matter to me in any way, shape, or form. More on this. The Black Tucker Carlson Jr. I have the perfect idea for a Charlie Kirk memorial. And they have this. That is what they think of his death. And obviously, if they like to joke around about his death, they definitely want someone like me dead. And this person, I don't know who he is. Jesus is king, made millions and left nothing. No, made millions and felt nothing. Searching for purpose instead of profit. Okay, I can get behind that. The weird thing is, they have to find some group of young idiot Republicans and get the group chat leak to write a hit piece. These people just post it publicly for everyone to see. Like, every single day. It would be a funny statue if they were making a joke about it. But they're not making a joke. They're just saying what they think. Black Carson Jr. My nigga, may God help you if I ever cross paths with you. May God help you. You look kind of old. I'm 36 going on 37, so I'm old too, so that's no longer an excuse. But I don't wish to have a conversation with you. But I do wish to meet you. I'm also going to point this out. My gym, the one I was going to, closed at the end of September. The new one, which I'm going to go to, which is opening up right across the street from me, doesn't open until the 1st of December. So I am gymless, I am getting fatter, I'm getting weaker. Right now I'm in a pretty pathetic state. The reason I bring this up is that I am saying the things I'm saying in the state that I'm currently in. Let's say 2 years from now I become really jacked and ripped and can fight in MMA fights again and all this other crazy stuff. I don't want people thinking that I only say this stuff because I am strong, fit, healthy, etc. I say this stuff because it needs to be said, and it needs to be done. Regardless of my physical state. I said this stuff when I was at the peak of my fitness as well. So it doesn't matter if I'm currently a fat fuck again. All of my gains lost. And all of my losses gained back. But with the gym being literally right across the street, oh, it'll be gym time come December. It will be gym time. Any more of these tweets that I feel relevant? Well, yeah, but we've been going for an hour and a half. I think that's long enough. pretty decent showing today. I'm actually quite happy with the amount of people who have showed up. Thank you for the $10 from... Scrolling back up. Connie Death Squad. Thank you for the donation. Highly appreciate it. You'll be surprised at how far just the mere $10, even $5 goes for me. Because my budget is still, like, really, really tight. So there is a lot of stuff I could get with just a couple of extra dollars. And I don't mean just business stuff. I mean even just things for me. No, he is not considered. He is a social democrat or some type of socialist scumbag. Yeah, it's actually still up. We can pull it up again. He is Black American Nationalist.
Your website sucks last time I checked.
Pippa, do you mind? God damn. Thumb Ugly, thank you for the $5. Again, I really do highly appreciate it. If you can't tell by the shitty walls and whatnot, I am not living in luxury. Not by a long shot. But making just $15 on the stream, I'm already surpassing the quarter ring, and that alone makes me so happy. So, yeah. If anybody does clip stuff from this, please send it to me, because I would love to share it. I mean, I'm saying this stuff publicly for a reason. It's not a gotcha if you take the words I say publicly. Because I know I have... Well, actually, I don't know if I have hate watchers. I know I have hate followers on Twitter. And hate followers on YouTube, but that's mostly for anime. But I don't know if I have hate watchers. So yeah, the powdered rings are coming. I'm just fiddling around with a couple of stuff. I'm gonna be doing a beta test for them. I think that's the best route to go with. So people can tell me how it tastes for them. If the taste is acceptable. Because right now my thing is that they don't taste bad. They taste pretty good. But people don't look for pretty good. They look for excellent. They want to drink and go, wow, this is great. They want to go, okay, cool. That's not good enough for people anymore. So that's something I gotta fix. But even taking half the bottle, I feel excellent right now. I've been, in relative terms compared to the previous streams, pretty sharp today. Pretty on the ball. Pretty good with all that. So I'm fairly confident saying that my stuff works. But for the beta testing, I also want other people to tell me how it affects them. Because if I can really pull this off, would I have an energy drink that has no caffeine? I don't know if anybody's done something like that before. And I want to share it with people, because I know one of my sponsors, or not sponsors, sponsees, one of the people I sponsored with my teas, they are allergic to caffeine, so they can't even have any. Another one, she doesn't like caffeinated drinks. And so I want to give her some of it, so she can try it. So with all of that, that pretty much wraps it up, I think. A nice, solid hour and a half. Again, well, I got a shower. I was going to do something else, but whatever. And the kitten has been asleep the whole time, thank God. The little kitten, Wukong, he's getting bigger and bigger, and he's learning to jump and climb and attack me. Oh, Lord. Quick little funny story. So, I'm always careful to make sure I don't actually run him over in this giant chair. There was one day in which he did come by, and when I was moving it, I don't know if it was his paw or his tail or what, but he let out a yelp, saying that, you know, the wheel hit him. And he let out a yelp, yeah, but the sound that I made was inhuman. It was a sound of just fear and despair, thinking that I just broke the bones of my cat or something. I don't think I'd be able to replicate it if I tried. Because there was primal and visceral that I just hurt my precious little kitten. But no, he was just fine. He was just fine. I didn't even see, like, what I got from him. But it was obvious that he got hurt. Because, you know, the sound he made. Well, I'd appreciate decaf tea. Check out my herbal and ribose teas. Almost all of them have 0 caffeine. They all list if they have caffeine, so just double check that, but like 90% of them are caffeine free. Herbal and ribose. Check those out. Alright, so with all of that, thank you all who have joined us. A nice hour and a half. I feel like this is a good point. I'm not gonna give myself a steel wall, but if I start going over an hour and a half, I feel like I'm kind of milking it. Unless I'm like really deep into something, it feels like I'm just going too far. So with all that being said, thank you all who have joined us. Thank you all who are watching the VOD. And I am sure I'm going to be losing more than a few subscribers, but so be it. I can't be silent about this stuff anymore. I don't know what I can work on videos again, because there's a lot of tea stuff and a lot of cat stuff and all the other stuff. And so yeah, farewell everybody. I'll see you next time.